Okay, let's do a little story time. I've never actually told this story to anyone in full, except for parts to my therapist. Let's tell it to the world on TikTok because it was a wild ride to live through. You might enjoy it. Okay, so I have always been told that I look like Scarlett Johansson. I'm not here to receive comments on that. I'm just here to say I've had public facing jobs in my past, bartending, waitressing, worked in an art gallery for a stint. People told me, "Oh my God, you look just like Scarlett Johansson." And honestly, I see it a little bit. When she first came out, I remember thinking, that bitch has my face. But we'll just leave that there and move on. The other part to start with is that when I was, I don't know, sophomore year of high school, a girl at school with my same name approached me and wanted to be friends, like best friends. And this girl started making art similar to mine. We had a similar type of like long straight hair. We had similar taste in clothes, jewelry. It was a lot. It was very much giving copycat energy. She used to call me Thing Two. Yeah, kind of bitchy, kind of a little bit condescending. Then after I got married, she continued calling me by my last name, even though I was like, dude, that's not who I am anymore. But little things like that over the years. But still maintained that friendship for a long time. I'm 42, so you can do the math there. So fast forward to 2 years ago, and I found out I was pregnant with my fourth child, and I simultaneously decided it was time to stop talking to my parents. They just rubbed me the wrong way for a lot of years, and it was just time to have some space and peace for myself. So I did that. I cut them off cold turkey, just stopped answering the phone and took my peace for my pregnancy. During that time, before I cut them off a couple months before I found out I was pregnant. So during that time, I was doing a lot of fasting, I was doing a lot of Bible reading, just praying a lot, asking for help through this difficult time of having just cut my parents off. The other thing I did when I cut my parents off was decide that I didn't want to talk to this particular friend anymore, which was easy because she wasn't calling me. It was basically a when I called her situation. So I just stopped reaching out. No big deal. Just decided, you know what? Very similar energy from her that I got from my parents. Bullying energy, belittling, not respecting boundaries, all of those things. And I was done with it. So just stopped picking up my phone and calling her. Stopped checking in. Didn't hear from her for about a year. It took her about a year to finally realize that I had done that. And when she realized it, she was pissed. But I'm jumping ahead. So anyway, in this period of time where I've cut off my parents, I'm fasting, I'm praying, I'm reading a lot of the Bible, just having a lot of isolation. I had actually cut off another friend too, who was more of like a talk on the phone every single day friend. And we had a nice friendship for a couple of years, and then it just kind of felt like it was over. It kind of felt like a crutch and like something that was holding me back from focusing on myself. So we had a conversation one day where we both kind of just were fed up with each other, and it was not like a big thing, but it was just kind of like a fizzle out, and we stopped talking on the phone every day. So I was literally sitting by myself daily. All my kids were in school, and I had all this time to really reflect and think. And so all of a sudden I get this voice in my head, God, but I didn't know. And it was telling me, okay, hold on, let me rewind. So right before this period of time, I had been getting into like the whole flat earth movement. I was realizing that I don't I'm not finding the answers that I want to be finding from looking at NASA or any of that stuff. And so I started listening to a lot of the TikTok creators and the YouTube creators that were talking about flat Earth, and that was really resonating with me. So I was kind of involving myself in that community, but then I started to figure out that there were a lot of other patterns to look at in the conspiracy world, and why are all the celebrities on TV inverted was top of my mind to talk about. So I was noticing that none of the creators that were talking about every other conspiracy would address these subjects. It's me right off, because here I thought they were my community, but at the same time, they weren't. So I start looking into them in terms of like transvestigating them. And sure enough, I find a lot of them look like they're trans. Try to make a post about it, like don't know what to do with this information. Try to make a post about it, and it gets immediately taken down. Like I'm not finding anybody to talk to about this stuff. And then I hear a little voice in my head say, it's the ones that look like you. It's the ones that look like you. So I go and I look at Scarlett Johansson, and I look at her face and I look at my face, and I'm comparing us, and I'm thinking to myself, like, all these things that I could never quite be, right? Like the eye distance, the huge jaw, the apple cheeks, like the size of the head, the size of the shoulders, like all these skeletal differences between me and Scarlett that made it so like I only could ever resemble her but not fully embody the look. And then I start thinking, well, no, God talks to me more and says, you're close. But I'm trying to show you it's in your own backyard. And that's when I pull up pictures of my friend, the one with the same name as me. And I look at my friend's boyfriends and ex-husbands and siblings and their husbands and wives and parents, and everyone I'm looking at has the same patterns going on that what I'm seeing in Hollywood. And that's when I realized that God had given me this person in my life, this super close, same, just like with me and Scarlett, like same, but different. And when I compared the two of us, I could really see we are not the same. And it just illuminated for me all the reasons why I was being subtly bullied by this person for so many years. It was all coming clear. It was like how this person has tons of resources and money from their family, but would never really share that with anyone. How if this person would invite me on an overnight somewhere, I would literally have to say, but will I have a bed? Because of all the times that I wouldn't, that I wasn't really treated with dignity by this person. And I started to realize this person is hiding the fact that they're in this club, this EGI club. And I had never felt so grateful as at that moment of realization that I had taken a step back from that friendship, because I was free, finally, of this person. So it's been 2 years, and I'm finally getting brave to come here and talk and tell my story and chat with other people who are figuring this shit out and want to have people to talk to about it like I did, because it was so alienating. It was so isolating. I felt so alone with this information. I tried to tell people in my close family, and they basically told me, why do you care? I mean, they thought that I was wrong. They said I was wrong. They said, what difference does it make? So that was that. And I'm here to say it makes a hell of a lot of difference. A hell of a lot. I have looked this person in the eye before and heard them say to me, you're such a good person. And I remember thinking, well, aren't you? I mean, no, they're not. And they knew it at the time. And it's crazy to me that people can go on living from that place. But it's real, and people do. And we're not all the same. And I want to find more people who are like me. So this is Embers checking out. Thanks for listening.